Hi, it's Matt from Go Green Auto. So here we have a really nice looking metallic grey Nissan Leaf. It's a very late 2016. It was actually registered 28th of December 2016, so right at the very end of the year. And it's a 30 kilowatt hour Leaf. So being a Tekna model, it's top of the range, so what you get is bigger alloy wheels. They're 17-inch alloys, diamond cut as well. You get 360-degree cameras, so you get cameras under the mirrors, a camera at the front, and the normal reversing camera at the back. You also get leather interior, and both the front and rear seats are heated. And you also get a heated steering wheel, which is really nice in the winter. Heated steering wheels and heated seats are a nice feature on electric cars because you can then heat your contact points rather than trying to heat the whole cabin on certain days. You can use the preconditioning, of course, to heat the cabin before you leave, and then maybe your drive you just have the heated seat and heated steering wheel on, and that saves an awful lot of energy. And you also get on the Tekna the Bose sound system as well. So the purpose of these videos primarily is to describe the condition, and then that allows people to buy the vehicle without coming to view it first, and it's particularly useful in this times with the coronavirus. So I don't hide anything. I point out every little stone chip, mark or scratch or any negative I can find. It does make me sound like I'm coming across very negative all the time and probably make the vehicles sound worse than they are, but I don't hide anything. I want people to know exactly what they're buying, and then when most people get the vehicles, of course, it's much better than what they're expecting anyway. And you can see the reviews and testimonials on the website, and you can see what previous customers have been saying. So I'd also add there's the photo gallery on the website, so everything I'm going to point out you can look at the photo gallery and you can zoom the picture up and have a really good look in detail. So there's not really much to point out, to be honest. It's a cracking looking car. It's in this metallic grey, but there's just a few little scratches which you'd expect on a vehicle of this age and this mileage. Nothing significant at all, but we'll walk round and I'll just show you everything I can find. Firstly, there's a little bit of corrosion starting there on one of the spokes on the alloy. Diamond cut alloys always get this because obviously that's not painted and just lacquered on the spokes. We'll start here and walk around the front. There's a few stone chips on the front which you'd expect for a vehicle of this age. There's a couple of minor ones there. There's 3 there. There's 2 on the charge flap. The bumpers are plastic, so there's a few on the bumpers, but of course that's not going to rust. There's 3 minor ones there. There's 2 there. All very small. And then walking around here, that alloy has got some minor curbing along the edge there and a little bit of corrosion starting on that spoke. The mirror caps are all good. The only thing to point out down here is there is a little scratch here on the door, the size of a fingernail, and there's a tiny little mark there, really insignificant, that one. And then another little mark there, again just a few, 3 or 4 millimeters. Tiny little scratch there, hardly need to point that one out. Another one there as well, and one there. They're all very small, but you know, as I said, I point everything out. Going around the back, I don't think there's anything I need to show you. The bumper's in really nice condition. Usually they get quite scratched along the top where stuff's going in and out, but yeah, really good condition. And then round this side, wheel is all good. The only thing I could point out around here is a little bit of paint missing on the edge of the door there where it's been open against something, but of course you're always going to get that on second-hand cars. The mirror cap's all good. So yeah, that's it. On the outside it's all in cracking condition, and then on the inside nothing to point out really, all great. Let's show you there, the door cards all get a little bit of scuffing at the bottom of your foot, hits that bulge there when you're getting out, but of course that happens on all Leafs because that protrudes. But the leather seats are all in nice condition. The only thing I could point out inside, which I'd have to show you, is down here near the gear selector. This silver plastic ring, there's a bit rubbed off there and a little bit rubbed off there. If I can show you that bit there and a bit there. So you could run a bit of silver paint in there to tidy that up. But that's it. And then in the boot we've got the Bose, I think that's the amplifier that's you get on the Tekna model, which is in the boot. So here we've got our charge cables. There's the type 1 to type 2 AC charging cable, particularly long one, that one as well. So that's what you would use to connect to a wall charger if you have one of those installed at home, and you want to keep it in the car, because then if you're going to connect to a 7 kilowatt public charging post, you would need your cable. And then here we've got the portable charger, often called a granny cable. There's your type 1 connector, which goes into the front of the car, and the other end is a standard 3-pin plug. So you can charge this car on a normal main socket. It does take longer because those can only draw 10 amp, but it will be charged by the morning. And then I'll just explain the charging. So we've got DC rapid charging. This is a 50 kilowatt CHAdeMO connector. That's for your roadside rapid charging in motorway services. You're now getting a lot of rapid chargers appearing in Shell and BP petrol stations, as in other petrol stations now as well, and also IKEAs. And then this is the AC charging port that we use at home, or on a 7 kilowatt slower public charging post. And this has got the standard 3.5 kilowatt charger. So I'll just start it up. So being a Tekna, we've got everything in here. We've got the heated seats front and back, heat pump, heating system, sat nav. This has also got the DAB as well. You've got Bluetooth for your phone and all that sort of stuff. You can also put a single CD in these units as well. You've got cruise control, speed limiter, heated leather steering wheel. There's your switch for the heated steering wheel. We've got the front audio system, which plays a tone when you're driving along, so pedestrians and cyclists can hear you, and that cuts off at about 20 miles an hour. So yeah, really nice condition in the front here. So the mileage of this car is 56,388 miles. So the eagle-eyed viewers will notice the battery gauge on the side. So these Nissan Leafs have a state of health battery gauge, and you get 12 bars up on the far side, and this has lost 3 bars. So rather unusual, this one. I had it into Nissan this week to see whether they would replace the battery under warranty, and they have declined because the battery warranty kicks in when it's lost the 9th bar, and it's still on 9 bars. So this is shortly going to, well, at some point in the near future, it's going to drop to 8 bars, and then you can claim under the warranty. So I was hoping to have the battery swapped before I sold the vehicle, but it would mean keeping it and driving it for a period of time. But I've decided to sell it as it is. However, that means that the buyer of this vehicle is going to get a cracking vehicle for the money, and at some point in the near future can claim for a replacement battery pack under the warranty. So let me just get you the paperwork out here and I can show you. This is your warranty book, so just so you can be clear about the warranty status. So this is the warranty on the Nissan Leaf, and here we have lithium ion battery, 30 kilowatt. It is warranted from for 8 years or 100,000 miles. So obviously this car is registered December 2016, so we've got an awful lot of the warranty left. And it is warranted to, it says in here anyway, it's warranted when it drops below 9 bars. So I've done the Leaf Spy scan of the battery, which I'll put up on the screen now. And the battery is currently at 68.65% state of health. So the 9th bar is about to drop off. It's getting to that threshold now where it's nearly going to be onto the 8th bar, so it's not far away from claiming for a new battery. We can also see on the stats that it's only had 2 rapid chargers in its life, so actually this car will benefit from being driven right down to empty and having a few rapid chargers, because that can help the battery a little bit. but in a way there's an argument not to do that, to get your new battery pack a little bit quicker. So obviously, as I said, I'm selling the car as it is. The car is cheaper to reflect that. The range it's showing on the car is 104 miles, and we're not quite charged, 97%. If I use the buttons down here, we can see that we've still got an hour left to charge, because it also does the cell balancing at the end. We've also got the recent economy 2.9, which is pretty poor driving, because obviously range is based on driving history. So actually that range will knock up a bit more when it's being driven properly. That's obviously in eco. If I take it out of eco, it's showing 98 miles, but of course that's based on driving it pretty poorly. So you know, we've still got 70% battery on this, so you know, in the summer on a 30 kilowatt hour Leaf, you know, it quite easily can get 135 miles. I think I got 143 out of one of these last year. But you're looking around the 130 mile mark. Take 30% off. That's the sort of range. So yeah, it's probably pretty accurate. But obviously, we're getting into the spring now, so the temperature's going to warm up, so it's just the right time to buy an EV, actually, because it all gets better, because your economy improves, because you're not using the heating so much, and obviously you're going to get a slightly better range. But at some point in the next I would imagine probably in the next 6 months, you could then take this into Nissan. It would have dropped that extra bar, therefore the warranty kicks in, and you can request a replacement battery pack. And then at that point, this car becomes an absolute bargain, because you've got a 30 kilowatt hour Leaf for the money of a 24 kilowatt hour car, and then you've got a new battery pack which is better than all the other 30 kilowatt hour cars at this age. So this is a cracking buy for someone if you understand the situation of the battery and prepared to drive it for a few months before going in and claiming for your battery replacement. So let's show you the paperwork. We do have 2 keys. We've got the logbook here. It's an ex-finance vehicle. It's only had 1 keeper, so no previous keepers on the front there. And the registration date is the 28th of the 12th, 2016. And we've also got all the receipts from every service, lots of nice paperwork there that you want to see. And it was last serviced at Nissan on 24th of December 2019. Look at that, day before Christmas. So because this car has been serviced at Nissan all its life, every time you take a Leaf into a Nissan main dealer for a service, you get 12 months roadside recovery included with the service as well. So that's still applicable until December this year. And then we've got the service book here, which I was showing you the warranty information, and there's stamps there. Last one, last one is 090819. So that was just a health check, not a service. So anyway, the previous service one will be here. So previous service in August, so you got roadside recovery till August. And then we've got all the other books, lots of books there. I would also say this car has had that SuperGuard protection when it was new, the stickers up on the windscreen, and we've got the other paperwork here. We've got the manual, that's the sat-nav infotainment system, and the owner's manual there. Hell of a thick manual for this car. So yeah, everything there you'd expect to see, and I would just say obviously everything works in the car without any fault, as you would expect, and the only slight negative is the battery has degraded more than you would expect, but I've been quite clear with all of that, so you know exactly what you're getting. And in reality, if you understand that and willing to wait, you'll end up with a cracking vehicle here. So this vehicle's ready to go, so if you're interested, then give me a call or email. Also let me know your postcode and I'll work out delivery cost, and I can deliver this anywhere in the country, and it will come to you on a flatbed or trailer, and it will be fully charged and ready to use. And that delivery can be contactless as well if you're worried about the coronavirus. And I would just say all the other information is on the website, so read all through that as well. And if you've got any questions, then give me an email.